Welcome to Bizconnect. We are happy to have some of our inaugural shows on our new Roku channel. And with Bizconnect, we talk to business owners, we talk to authors about what they have up in quick 10-minute segments. My name is Renata Ray, and I am your host for Bizconnect. Today, we have a very interesting story, a side of trucking that you don't often hear from. We have Saundra Covington, and she is going to share her story about being a truck driver's wife. Good afternoon, Saundra. How are you?
Hi, Renee. I am doing fine. How are you today?
I am good. I'm glad to have you a part of Bizconnect on our Roku channel. And this is a unique program where we just give people just enough to get them interested in. So we do quick 10-minute segments to introduce you to our audience and what you're doing. And so I gave them a little teaser, but tell people about your book and what really got this into, what really was the impetus for you writing your book.
Well, my book is The Wife of a Truck Driver. So the truck driver's wife holding down the home front. My book is about the life of behind the scenes. Most people don't realize that there is a family behind that truck driver and what we do behind the scenes while they're out there filling the shelves and risking their lives. I talk about our challenges, our ups and downs, our struggles, our rewards. We've been in this industry. We've been through so many different waves, mountains, if you want to call it. And we've survived 16 years of marriage. I married into the truck driver's life. And what got me involved in this is that, into writing the book, is that with the boom of social media, there's so many blogs and chats out there. So I've been talking on a lot of blogs and chats, sharing my experiences to other drivers, spouses, and partners, what for them to expect while their drivers are gone for a month or two at a time, and how to handle that absence and holding down the home while they're gone also. So after doing that, I was talking to, and my nephews and stuff and my husband, and they were just suggesting was, hey, what, why don't you write a book about what we go through and kind of get it out there so that everyone, that we can help a family share what we went through. So that way it can help someone new into this or new into the relationship, is that, you have support. There are other people going through it, and you're not alone.
Awesome. Now, were there any particular challenges during the pandemic?
Wow. During the pandemic, yeah, I think we've all experienced some challenges. But during the pandemic, that's when I wrote the book. It gave me the time that now my regular job where I was working from home, we had so much time, we couldn't go nowhere. The world was kind of like on a quiet slope there. So that's where I actually wrote the book during the challenges and did the research and started getting out there on the so many different networks, social media and platforms. We also at the same time had started our trucking business again. And in the book, I talk about how we went through a bankruptcy 10 years ago in the industry. And then we had to take a step back and regroup. And just during the pandemic, we actually started the business again during the pandemic, and everything is going strong. But I'm not sure. I think I won't say it helped us, but it kind of pushed us along to what we were teetering with.
Well, that's awesome. And I know a lot of people came through the pandemic and they did start businesses or restart businesses and and it was, how it says sometimes it's a blessing in disguise.
Right.
For sure. So 16 years, that's a long time to be in that life. And so the truck driving industry is unique in the fact that, especially if it's over the road, it might be long periods of times. And there's other marriages that people may be away for a long time, but we know this is a particular one. So if you had two, or let's say three pieces of advice that you have, and it can go beyond the truck driving, how to maintain that long distance relationship.
Well,
If you can give our viewers a couple of hints.
as you mentioned, yes, there are under industries that do deal with their spouse, where you get military, doctors, their partners are gone for a long time. The difference when it comes to the truck industry is that with the truck drivers it's the salary that's the difference. Their salary is not guaranteed. What the other military, doctors, so forth, that are gone for a long time, you know what your spouse is bringing in. And on this front, we don't know what's coming in until the check hit the bank. They could say, hey, I dropped this load. It's this much. This is how much we're getting. And, or I'm going to drop this load. And then you get a call later saying, oh, the truck broke down. I'm not going to be able to finish the load, and someone else is going to finish it for me. So now that money that I was banking on to pay this, that, or the other, or is not there anymore. So on this side, we have to be flexible. We have to juggle. We have to have a savings. I talk a lot about having that while they're gone on the road. We are taking care of the house. We are making sure that everything is covered here, so that way they don't have to worry while they're out there. Because when they're out there on the road dealing with the highways, the weather, the slippery, the warehouse, the dispatcher, you don't want them to be concerned about at home. You want to make sure that they know that we got this covered. I tell a lot of spouses, volunteer while they're gone. Find something to do to occupy that empty space when they're not there. Because if you're sitting at home just thinking about it, they're not here, they're gone for another 2 weeks, you'll go stir crazy. Find your girlfriends, get a church involved, find a community, find something to keep yourself occupied while they're gone. So my book was my project too. That way you're not sitting at home and they're not worrying about you while you're just sitting there waiting for that phone call or for them to come. But then when they come home, all my girlfriends know the phone is off. It's all about me and George, because he's home now. So that's my priority when he gets home.
Awesome. So do you find a period of adjustment?
Oh my God. Yes. Yes. It's totally different. It's like when he's gone, I don't cook that much. I don't, I don't have to cook. If I want a tuna sandwich all week, it's tuna sandwich all week, But then when they come home, we have to adjust. Okay, I'm cooking. I'm at the grocery store. You're back kind of in that. I don't want to say you're in that wife mode again, but it's a different mode when they're home. You want to take care of them. Now I need to make sure that I am cooking, that there's a meal ready when he comes home. But when he's gone, oh girl, I got clothes on the side of the bed. I'm eating cornflakes for dinner a couple of nights. It's a totally different vibe.
Okay. So I take it you don't have children at home?
No, we don't have any children. And that's why I talk about too. Our 6 weeks in the marriage, I had a tubal pregnancy, and he wasn't there, and he doesn't have any kids either. And he had no idea, because he was in an area where there was no signal, that I'm going in for emergency surgery. And I talk about, how we are a lot stronger than what we think are, because there's no way I would have thought I would have got through that without my family and my church support. So from that, it ended up in a hysterectomy, and we can talk about that another one. But it ended up, me not having kids, and we tried adoption, but you don't want to adopt when you're by yourself. When they're on the road, you're going to adopt and bring a kid into that lifestyle, and with on a single parent, for half the time. So we decided to wrap ourselves around our nieces and nephews, and those are our kids.
There's a lot of kids that need love. Absolutely.
Yes.
For sure. There's no shortage.
Yes.
You don't have to look very far for that. So you go from single and cornflakes to full wifey mode.
Yes.
So if you wanted your book, I know you do some speaking, but what do you want your book to accomplish? When people pick it up, what is the main message that you want people to take away from?
That you're not alone, that you are not the only one that's experiencing the things that you are going through, that we are going through the same, others are going through the same thing. When it comes to, if you talk about the truck driver wife or any wife, I talk about the miscarriage and deciding not to adopt the kids, not being able to have kids again. We talk about bankruptcy. We went through a bankruptcy. We had to sell our home. So finances, all of that is in there that we went through. We survived the marriage. We're still strong. We have our date nights, and how you can still have fun even though you are going through these challenges, and we stay together as one. So I just want everyone to, when you're reading the book, to be like, wow, it is possible. I'm not alone. It's not just me. There are other people going through it. And then on the trucker side, I talk to recruiters and other companies, letting them know what to expect, what your spouse or partners to expect while you are gone, and that they do have a support system, because we can't just talk to our neighbor about it, because they're not going to understand what we're going through.
I get it. My business partner, he is a trucker, so I get it. Definitely. And it's not that kind of relationship, but sometimes it's like, okay, I need my film, but he's on the truck.
Right.
So I understand it from that. And I did a little bit of recruiting. I think I lasted about 6 weeks, but I got all the terminology. So I know I can relate to the different types that they're there. Now, this is our quick 10, and it's a quick 10. It goes so quick. But do you see in the future, maybe you and your husband writing a book together?
Actually, we were thinking about that. This one I had to talk to him first before writing it, because, look, babe, I'm going about to expose a lot of stuff. Are you okay with it? And he was like, what's the problem? Go for it, do it. The next one we were talking about, and I was going to he wanted to invite him in a little more input, just about the Q&A. I get a lot of Q&As. I get a lot of, show me how you did this. So we're looking to bring that input side on it, as far as what they are filling out there while we're at home. So just to add a little, so you can see the full round circle of it.
Awesome. See, in the pre-interview, I said you had a movement, and you were like, no, listen, what you're doing, you have a unique space in the market because people aren't talking about it. And many, many women are going through, in these cases, I know a lot of women truckers. So you have men that are in that lifestyle as well. So I think, you might not want to see it as a movement yet, but
it's coming.
I can definitely see. Well, thank you, Saundra. And thank you for being a friend of Dreamspire TV and Dreamspire Books. We appreciate you here. We're happy to continue to provide platforms for you to continue to tell your story and your unique perspective, because like you said, even though it's about truckers, it's about everyone that has a spouse or a significant other that they're separated. Even, think about military and other situations. So I'm sure that even if you don't feel like, if you're not a trucker, that you don't need to pick up this book, or A Trucker's Wife, but there's something in it for you. So thank you for being here. And how can people reach you? Well, I'm not going to even ask, because it's right behind you. You can get a Amazon, Barnes & Noble, Walmart.com, iTunes, Google Play, and I even hear it's on Dreamspire Books. You can check it out there.
Yes, it is. It is.
As well. So thank you again for coming by Bizconnect, and I'm just looking forward to hearing from you in the future. So when you and your husband, I'm going to put this in the universe, have that book out, make sure that you come by and stop by with us again.
Yes, we will.
Much for joining us here today. I'm Renata Ray. You have a pleasant day, evening, wherever you might find yourself in the world.